Hello, everybody.
Hey,
My internet seems a little bit not so stable, so hopefully everything's fine.
hi Deluxe Ducks. Thanks for being cool.
Glad to make your Mondays more enjoyable.
It's also an extra shitty Monday in Greece because it's right after summer holidays. Like on the 15th, it's the most busy holiday time, and everyone is away, which was like last week.
Hmm.
So technically, this was the the time that everyone goes back to work from their holidays. Oh,
Ozzy!
look who decided to show up.
It's been a long time. How are you doing?
The prima donna.
Oh yeah, did that file finish downloading? Let me check. Yes. Oh. I got a new mug. I treated myself to a new mug. Yeah, if you want to see it. In 10 minutes time when the stream catches up. It's just a nice big one with a yellow handle and it's got bees on it. Can you see?
Huh? Oh, see a cup, a mug. What is it?
Yeah, I got myself a new... Where were you? Can you not hear me?
Bees on it?
Yeah.
Well, good thing I heard you now because now it's when it caught up to my stream.
Gallbladder issue. What? You had a weekend a la leaving Las Vegas. I don't know what that means, but I hope your gallbladder issue is all sorted. Doesn't
Yeah,
sound very fun.
Top of what are these saying? So that's pretty much.
Alright, let me sort out my screen.
Did you get a new camera, Sarah?
Did I what?
I don't know. Ozzy's claiming you got a new camera.
Oh, nope. Same old camera. Does it look better?
What are we doing here?
Ah, well that's nice. I still think my lighting's kind of shit. So, good question. What are we doing here?
Your ass got fatter.
You got fatter with a P-H. Wait, is that a thing? Okay, so that's what I was doing. Trying to do this weird Amazon frame 95. Wow, I've done 95 frames of animation already. Imagine. Oh god, why did I tell you you didn't have to redraw this?
I don't know. You seem confident with it.
I think it was also just a sense of like not wanting to waste time because
I told you 3 times on this particular one.
yeah, I know. And I was like, no, it's fine.
Like says, the class that I have been teaching for the last year wraps up this week. We could be finishing today, but they unanimously voted to put the last lesson off until tomorrow. How come?
Aww.
You glad to get rid of them, or?
Oh yeah, right. So, as I told you, I had something to say. Someone.
You told me you have something to say.
I don't know if I told you already that someone I work with has COVID.
Oh. Okay.
And I worked with her on Friday and Wednesday. And kind of close because I like serve ice creams and it's in a very small, like tight kind of like little stage spot. And when there's a really long queue, she normally is the one who comes to help me. And she is standing right next to me, like serving ice creams for like a bit. But I've been testing myself every day. So I tested myself as soon as I got home on Saturday because she tested positive on the Saturday morning. And then I tested myself every morning since, and so far it's negative. So fingers crossed, I'm fine.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
but what about the rest of the people you live with?
What do you mean?
Like, they know, do they avoid you just in case, or are
Oh,
they cool if you're tested?
no, no, no. Because like, if I, as far as I understand it, if I test negative, it means that I'm not. I could have COVID, but I'm not transmitting it. I'm not. Like when you're positive, when the lateral flow test is positive, it means that you are spreading out germs that can pass. Basically, you're contagious. But if you're negative, you're not contagious at that point in time, apparently.
Yeah,
So no, they're not fully avoiding me. We're just acting as normal.
but you could be negative and still be spreading it, right?
No,
If
that's what I
you
just said. As far as what I understand, with the lateral flow test, you're only contagious when it's positive.
really? Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently. And apparently, it only shows positive about 4 days after you've contracted it.
Yeah, I know that,
Oh, okay, okay.
but I was not sure if you could still transmit it.
No,
Yeah, it's kind of
apparently
interesting because
not.
that's how I didn't get it. I think I was like, a friend of mine was revealed to have it,
Hmm.
and then all my friends got it because they saw him the next day after I did, but I didn't, and I only had seen him a day prior. That's weird how it
Right, so you saw
takes
him probably when
time.
he wasn't contagious yet. Maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily, yeah, yeah.
But they did. I did also see him in a place where it wasn't his house, and then my friends did see him at his house, so it does feel like there would be more of his germs in his house in general,
Yeah,
plus an extra day.
so Ozzy, here you only have to self isolate if your app there's like an app on your phone if it pings basically saying you've been around someone who's been positive. And either she doesn't use the app or it hasn't registered. I don't know. I wasn't around her long enough, which I doubt it. But also they're changing the rules here that on from Monday, if you've been double vaccinated and your app pings saying you've been close to somebody who has COVID, you don't have to self isolate, which is ridiculous because you can still spread it to other people regardless of whether you've been double vaccinated, and it can still affect you. So I don't know. It's stupid. It's a stupid government. But I don't know if you get a positive test and you're double vaccinated. I pretty damn well hope you have to self isolate. Because the problem is, if the law doesn't say I have to self isolate, my work's probably not going to make me self isolate, and I can't just like take time off of work and like refuse. I mean, I can and I lose my job, but yeah. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. Anyways, what did Deluxe Duck say? I have no idea. If I were them, I'd want to get it over with. Yeah, absolutely. Why would they vote to delay it? That's weird. I'm so glad that the class is over, but I don't know if I'm going to be getting a new class or if I'm going to transition to the mentoring phase. They go through all the trouble of making a vaccine, literal miracle of science, and half the damn people in my country don't deign to get. What is deign? As in, I guess instead they spit out conspiracy theories about Bill Gates and liberal mind control. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. There are people here as well who, I think a good chunk of the population have had the vaccine though. But yeah, there are people who just don't want it.
I don't think these people, like, no matter what anyone says, they're gonna get it. It is going to be rather interesting though when it gets wintry. If governments like, uh, I'm sure some governments are gonna be like, you can go to bars or anywhere because it's gonna be indoors. It's gonna be cold, at least in the northern hemisphere. Um, so people are gonna get pissed off if they can't go anywhere.
What if it gets
If they don't
better?
have the
But that
vaccine, like
is
if
really
unvaccinated people are banned from
it's really
stuff.
bad. It's really bad. The numbers are really bad over here right now, and in my area of the world, but like or area of the UK. But you can go into pubs and stuff. Like they're open. So it's gonna have to get really, really bad for them to have to stop it. Because I feel like if you're double vaccinated, they're gonna allow, people to do stuff.
At least in Greece right now, it's like nothing really works indoors because it's so damn hot that there's no reason for it. But then in the winter,
Yeah,
everything's gonna be indoors.
yeah.
Okay, Mike, I get something in the oven here.
Dane. Do something that one considers to be beneath one's dignity. Oh, okay. Thanks. Learning new things. Dane. Dane, Dane. Is that how you spell it? Like Dane, like rain? As in Reign. Dane. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I don't know. It's all frustrating and annoying, and people get frustrated and like fed up with it, but it's not like they're trying to help the problem. Rhymes with rain. Yeah, why did I have to spell rain as in Reign? It's pronounced exactly the same as that, as rain. Yeah, like quite a few people were panicking. Let me wait for Costas.
Be eating in everyone's face in seconds.
Okay. Yeah, quite a few
Right.
people
Oh,
were.
that's a word. That wasn't typo. Dane. Do something that one considers to be beneath one's dignity.
Yeah, learn something new every day.
Rhymes with rain.
Um, yeah, quite a few people were panicking at work when they found out. Especially the I was meant to be doing. No, sorry, I wasn't on ice creams that day. There was someone else doing it, and she like was full on panicking that they sent her home. But she also has she's got a holiday planned for next week to go to like 3 different places in the UK to visit family. So I can understand why she'd be worried. And also, work should have had tests there ready for us to test ourselves. Not that it would mean anything yet, but it could do because we worked with her on Wednesday as well, I think. But yeah, anyways, it was inevitable for me to be around people with COVID working in a shop with like 100 odd staff as well as a shit ton of customers.
Yeah, well,
I try to be as safe as I can with my mask and hand sanitizer and washing my hands and all that. But still, yeah.
sometimes I have to remind myself there's COVID. So when I walk outside, it's like people, especially when I went to holidays in Crete, I was like super optional to wear a mask. And even the people
Really?
working in like bakeries or whatever.
They weren't wearing it?
Nah, it was like not even like not even on their chin, just to indicate some kind of
That's ridiculous because like if they get COVID, their shop's gonna shut down. You know what I mean? Like it's really important for people working in shops and such to protect themselves as best as they can because they're protecting their own business. This is dumb.
Sarah, should we ban
Ozzy,
Ozzy for
Ozzy,
life?
Ozzy, behave yourself. Do 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 do.
It's annoying when I'm trying to do a smooth animation on a game that doesn't have a frame rate.
I had a funny customer the other day. They like had strong accents because they were from like Liverpool, maybe. I mean, I don't know if you know what the accent's like there.
Paul?
What?
I don't even know what's the accent they
I
do.
don't even. It's pretty strong, and
Liverpool. No, I have no idea.
no, yeah, I don't even know how to explain. Is that where Scouse accent's from? I'm not even sure. But anyway, so yeah, his like 2 children were deciding what ice creams they wanted, and then he was like, "Oh, whilst they're deciding, I'll have a coffee." And I just looked at him like, "What?" I was like, we don't do coffee. I was like, you could get it right from there, from like the food truck. Like he just assumed that that I'd serve him a coffee. Like what the heck? You go in the shop to get that, or like the other place. Liverpool accent is easy. You just imagine a bad John Lennon impression. I actually don't know what John Lennon sounds like when he's not singing.
Imagine his impression.
Oh yeah, that's John Lennon. That's the Liverpool accent.
Was that supposed to be a joke, Deluxe Flex, or did I accidentally make one? It's like when you say John Lennon and Imagine in the same sentence. I should make a pun about it.
That wasn't a joke. Oh, you're eating right now. You look really weird. You're like a chicken pecking down
No.
constantly because they can't see your food. What are you eating? Show us your food. No? You don't have to.
Pork. Wait. The thing is, my fridge broke down, so I got something to cook today and eat. There we go. But now my fridge is working again, so I don't know
Nice.
why it's distorting.
So just plain pork. As in with nothing else.
I did have like some beans before that, just in case I didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with dying of hunger within half an hour. It's spicy too. It has some habanero spices in it.
Ooh, I bought some gochujang, which is Korean chili paste. Super yummy. But I bought like medium because I can't take too much heat. But yeah, tasty, tasty.
What was that?
Did you not hear anything?
I didn't hear the Korean name of this thing.
Gochujang.
Okay.
Yeah, Korean chili paste.
I found out that, they have this drink called soju.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, if you mix it with beer,
Mm-hmm.
it's called somek. It's like another drink. I didn't even know you'd mix it with beer.
I know.
Because I'm doing my Korean lessons, and that's where I learned it. And I was like, huh.
This does not feel right.
You should try out this website, Memrise. That's what I'm using. We have some really funny people on video acting like really badly, but telling you like the phrases. I'm so sure you would laugh with a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to take anything new on right now. I just feel like super overwhelmed of everything going on at the moment. But yeah,
You work too much.
I'll try. Yeah, it's just I don't feel like I ever have a day off. And then I do have a day off because I'm so exhausted that I don't do anything. But I'm like not having a proper day off because I feel kind of like guilty for not doing anything or whatever else. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remind myself now that I have more free time to actually use it to work.
Yeah, I'm like I don't know if I had said already that work upped my hours by like an extra hour a day. So that because I work from 9 to 5, they changed it from 9 to 6, which makes it really awkward. And
About 9 hours?
no, 8? Wait, 10, 9 hours. But you have half an hour break that you don't get paid for. Yeah, someone said to me yesterday at work, like, how come you only take 15 minutes in like your lunch break? And I said, because I take 15 minutes in my morning break. I mean, everyone else does, but I'm fine with not getting paid for half an hour. That's like the minimum that I need as a break. But I'm not gonna like put another 15 minutes onto that unpaid. Like I don't want to just hang out at work for free. I'm here to get money. Like they just couldn't understand it. No one else does it. But
Like
anyways,
15 minutes worth of money are that much worth it?
um, personally, yeah, like I mean, it'll add up. Okay, not really. So it just really annoyed me that I was under the impression that half an hour was unpaid and the other 15 was a paid break. And I think it's just more by me. What's the words? On principle that I don't want to take more than that. But yeah, it's so like 9 divided by 4. Yeah, it's only like £2.25. But still, I mean, that's an extra £5 a week. No, 4.50. I don't know. You get paid shit anyways. That I'd rather get as much as I can out of it. I don't need that extra 15 minutes to sit there doing nothing. I also get paid to sit there doing nothing sometimes. When I'm on ice creams. Because in the morning it's so quiet that there are no customers. So, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. If it's chill enough, then it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was like a super intense job, then I probably would take the full amount of time. But it's not. I think so far so good. I think this is working.
And it looks fine. It's only gonna be there
It's the yeah, no, it's true, but it's her torso that's scaring me.
Righty. Back with this plate, bringing my coffee.
Hmm. Is this correct? I have no idea. Actually, no, it's not correct. What the heck is this position?
Okay, so
So,
my fridge is still, getting cold, right? Because I put it like in. My fridge wasn't working, by the way. And there was a guy that came here and fixed it, and it started freezing stuff about almost 2 hours ago,
yeah,
right?
okay.
But it wasn't freezing things fast enough. So I was like, "Ooh, the freezer is way faster. I'll just put my coffee in there." And now my coffee is basically,
How long did you leave it in for?
look, my coffee.
How long did you
is
leave
my
it in
coffee.
for?
I don't know, an hour. But I didn't think it would be that cold because it was just starting getting cold. So now I have a block of coffee here. Look how yummy.
What's the
So
temperature?
appetizing.
What's the temperature in Greece and where you
Cold.
are? No,
I mean,
not,
it's a block of ice now.
no. What's the temperature in Athens?
32 degrees it says.
What's the temperature? Cold. Yeah, so it won't take long to defrost.
So you fucker, you're asking me what
No,
the
I
temperature in
know.
my fridge.
Oh, I thought you were thinking I meant the coffee.
How would I know?
What's the
Like I go into my
temperature? A cold.
refrigerator and check.
What's the temperature in Athens right now? Hot. It's hot degrees.
Exactly. I mean, it should become drinkable in half an hour. The fuck is okay? Can you? It says third wave coffee, or is it mirrored for you?
Nerd. Third. Third
Can you
wave
read it
coffee.
or is it mirrored,
Yeah.
the text?
Oh, blurred. No, third wave coffee. Yeah,
What's the third wave coffee? You're talking
yeah. Well, I
about
don't know.
coronavirus third wave?
Third wave? I don't know.
They have so many blends. They're like, for some reason they have
Oh,
bookmarks
there's no
that stole
point.
from them. Look at the Kenya blend
Oh, what the heck? Weird.
with
Coffee.
with berries and shit.
Cool bookmark.
And then
I was about to tell you. You took them all.
the one I got.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the Ethiopia one.
What are you
Not
gonna
sure
use
how
all
it
these
enters
bookmarks?
Huh?
Are you gonna
And then
use all
there's
these
what-
bookmarks?
I mean, I have books. I don't have
What?
bookmarks.
Does it
I was
taste
just,
like orange?
I've been using like magic cards and shit like, instead of actual bookmarks. So
Yeah, I was gonna tell you something that's not
I do
gonna
have
make.
books with a lot. I have
any
like business
sense.
cards that I put in books.
Yeah.
Sure, what were you saying?
No, I was gonna tell you something because you're talking about coffee, and it reminded me of something that's funny, but you're not gonna get it. Also because I can't do accents. Hold on, let me just retweet this tweet. So,
Why don't you try?
huh?
Why don't you try?
Yeah, well, so a man came up to me and asked me if we did ground coffee, and I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And he said, can you point me in the right direction? So I was like, I mean, I don't know where the direction is because I don't know the shop floor that well, but we'll find it together because I knew we had it. So I took him to it. I was like, oh, there's the tea. And then I was like, yep, there we go, coffee underneath. And he's like, oh, proper job. But it's like, proper job is a thing that Cornish people say, and it's with a real, like, Cornish accents, kind of like what I would call a farmer accent.
Okay.
But yeah, proper job. It's just like, it's funny because I've heard Laurie talk about it and his father talk about it, but they don't say it because they don't speak in that way, I guess. But it's just really funny that I finally I've seen someone actually talk like that in real life. And also, another day there was a customer at the till talking in a thick Cornish accent, like farmer accent, that I could barely understand him. I just sort of had to smile and laugh, nod my head kind of thing, because I didn't know what he was saying. It's weird, I don't know. It's weird it being English, but it feels like a foreign language.
What about, people like me who are not even
Oh yeah,
English?
you wouldn't understand a word. It's basically like speaking a foreign language. It's funny. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. I really don't. Where are your boobs in this? Oh, you actually kind of have drawn that.
You don't know what you're doing, and boobs.
You what? Oh, yeah. I said, where would her boobs be?
Boobsy daisy.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with it, because, like you say, it's not held for that long, I don't think.
Just leave me alone. That's what I'm animating here.
Whoa!
Hey,
Oh my god.
What?
Nevik thing, thanks for subscribing for 10 months. You scared me. I can't wait for this game to come out later this year.
Oh, is this year 2022? Is it like a year on I don't know, Zeus or a different planet?
Zeus is a planet?
Oh wait, you don't call it Zeus. What is it? Jupiter? Jupiter is,
Do you call it Zeus in Greece?
we call it Zeus because basically all the planet names are Greek god names, but from the Roman naming of the gods. So Venus is Aphrodite in our
Okay.
in our Greek mythology, and Mars is Aries. Wait, what's another planet?
But what have you said? Jupiter, Mars, Venus? You said Venus?
Yeah, Aphrodite.
Neptune?
Neptune is Poseidon.
Pluto? Wait, yeah. Well, isn't there one
Pluto
of
is
the...
Pluto, I think.
I can't think what else.
What's the one closest to the sun?
I'm surprised I could think of any. I'm not good on planets. I
Is
don't
it
know.
Jupiter? No, wait.
I am not sure.
Why am I an idiot?
Mercury is deluxe tax.
Oh, Mercury. There we go. Yeah, it's Hermes, which is like the Greek god.
Oh,
Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Zeus, Saturn. It's Kronos,
Saturn.
which is
Saturn.
like Saturn is Kronos, which is the father of Zeus in mythology. Yeah, I think Uranus is Uranos, which
Oh,
is
Uranus. Forgot about that
it's
one.
a god, but it's also
Uranus.
so Uranos and Yi, which is the earth and sky, and they're the like the mother of Kronos, who's the father of Zeus.
Right.
Saturn is Kronos, yeah. Mercury is Hermes. Yeah, I was saying, Francisco, how these are the Latin names that the Romans gave the Greek gods, and that's what the planets are named. That's why I got confused when I said the Greek name of Zeus.
Yeah, it sounded really silly. Like, that's not a planet. I had no
Yeah, it sounded
idea.
insane when I say planet Zeus, you know. How about copy paste this? Never thought they had different names in Greek. That's awesome. Yeah. Someone could say that they had them before the other names. You know, ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans. Yeah. Like, so the planets have different names in Greek because of the gods who have different names because it's exactly the same names. Ooh. We'll be copy pasting a leaf now, so okay, you hear that?
Yep. Ooh. Well, it sounds like it's there in the house.
Sounds like a pudding.
Sounds like a what? Zeus is a much more interesting name for a planet.
I can't see anything, but it must have been very important for the dog.
What did you say? It sounds like a what?
Poodle.
Poodle, right.
Zeus is a much more interesting name for a planet. It is, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, so, in a
But
couple.
also, wait, isn't? Oh, I see. Okay, so Jupiter is Zeus, but we don't even call Zeus Zeus. We call him Dias in Greek. What were you saying?
Oh, just I was gonna say because of dogs. That in a couple of weeks I'm gonna be house dog sitting. So I'm gonna be in a different house with some doggies. I can show you some doggies. A really cute little Jack Russell and a Labrador, like a brown small Labrador.
Get ready with us fuckers.
Who's a bit old.
Jack Russells are notoriously
Oh no, she's
super
adorable.
energetic and shitty.
No, she's actually full on adorable. I love her so much. It's the Labrador that's a bit
Too much.
She's okay. She just constantly brings you a ball, and then she wants to sleep on the bed with you. But then it's like,
He brings you a ball.
yeah. She's a little bit wants a bit too much attention all the time. Whereas the little Jack Russell just happily comes and sits next to you and snuggles up and just sleeps. She's so cute. Ah, true, Deluxe Tux. I'm surprised that the church at some point did not get the planets changed around to biblical names.
Yeah, doesn't it become too much sciencey though if they get
Yes,
involved?
gonna say, I don't know.
Saint Bartholomew path. Have you guys seen though? The fuck did I do? You guys seen Raised by Wolves, which is a TV series that Ridley Scott produced, directed, something? It's interesting because it has it blends sci-fi with religion.
Okay, I don't think I have.
It's kind of an interesting concept. Can this please go away? Oh, okay.
I feel like slightly, I don't know if embarrassed is the right word, that I feel like this, I'm going to be animating this sequence for frickin' ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless,
Unless.
I mean, I've been animating it forever because I wasn't working other than the streams or any other time.
Yeah. I know that's the only way I'm going to get through it quicker on stream, or in general, but yeah. It's a little bit hard right now to find the time. Why is it so weird? Hi, baby goat.
What? Why baby goats?
Because Nathan said hi, kids. And a kid is a baby goat.
What's a baby goat?
A
Is
kid.
That, what reference is that?
Well, a baby goat is a kid. That's what you call a baby goat. Like a baby sheep is a lamb.
What the fuck is going on? What are you talking about?
You asked me why I said baby goat.
Baby
So I'm
goat is a
explaining.
kid.
So, okay, you know how a baby sheep is called a lamb?
Yes.
Yeah, so a baby goat is called a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And Nathan said hi, kids. So I said hi, baby goat. Are you with me?
What other babies have names?
What other baby? Okay, so baby cow is a calf. Baby
Yeah, I know
baby
that.
Costas was called Costas. Well, the babies have names.
Oh, because I wasn't
a
baptized.
baby bird is a chick. What else,
You know, in
guys?
Greece, they baptize you to give you a name. So basically, officially, you get your name as a baby when you get baptized.
Okay, but still, after you're baptized, you're still a baby.
Yeah, but then I was an anonymous baby.
Okay, fine. Baby Costas was anonymous. What other animals have? Okay,
Baby fish.
puppy. A baby fish. I don't know.
Baby fish.
Baby cat's a kitten. No, I'm saying I don't know what a baby. Baby, yeah, we go. Baby kangaroo is a joey. Yeah, puppy and kitten are easy
Seriously?
ones. A
Is that
baby
true?
horse is it a foal? Foal?
Oh, we have a
FOAL.
word in Greek.
Duckling. Baby koala. A cub for like a lion or a bear. Or other wild cats. And probably other things.
Probably other things.
I think most things have baby names. Why is everyone stream avatars just standing on the left-hand side of the screen? Oh no, there we go. It's fine. No joke, a baby fish is called a fry.
What? Seriously? What if you don't like it fried? Still waiting for my coffee to get more
Oh wait, it's a
coffee-like.
bit liquidy, right? It's so warm there.
Yeah,
It's
all
not.
around it,
It's
but in the
actually.
middle now it's a block of ice. See? Loop, 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 loop.
You should have just like took it out on the straw
Well, put it in
and
the
had it
microwave.
like had it like an ice lolly.
The what? An ice lolly.
Yeah.
Also, this is like double the portion of a coffee. So I asked for like, well, okay, so the normal espresso is already a double, so that's a quadruple portion.
Jeez. Baby shark is a do 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 do.
Oh no. I still need to hear your interview, Francisco. I haven't got around to it yet. Where Francisco is very proud of renting. Actually, gonna link it here for people if they want to check it out.
Is it a written interview or a video interview?
An audio interview.
Like nothing of what I said. Sorry.
Yeah. We're actually doing one ourselves tomorrow, but I think it's a written interview, even though we're having a call about it.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, still drink that. The subject of our interview is like, what does it feel like taking 40,000 years to finish the game? Come on, Leaf. Why don't you leave me alone and finish this mission?
Nice with who? Do you remember the name, Costas?
No, but I'm looking it up. I'm not even sure if it's. I think it's a guy who does stories about indie devs, but I'm pretty sure it's not just adventure games. Yeah, the website is literally called Stories About Indie Devs. I think it's like a new series or whatever. I don't know how they found us.
Yeah. Interesting to find out how. I can ask tomorrow.
It's also a distinct lack of pictures in this website. Yeah, made. Like, seriously, there's not a single image of anything other than the logo of the website. They got an interview with Akupara Games and
Yep.
one with Able Gamers, which is about accessibility in games.
Nice. Hey, Davo.
Hello.
Theropods.
There are boys and girls. He couldn't make Thera girls sound as cool as Thera boys. Like Therabots. What is up? How was everyone's weekend as well? Since we're all here now.
Well, yeah.
Sarah's weekend was work, and someone at work had COVID. So
Yeah, it was
Shidi said
work
for
and then
yourself, right?
panicking about COVID. Yeah. Yep. But so far negative, so it's all good. So
But
far.
hey, what about your weekend, Costas? No, I didn't do.
Who cares?
Oh, there's Nathan. I know Nathan. Nathan went to a museum with Alexander Prem. I saw you on Twitter.
Who's Alexander Primark?
Is the Russian dude from Adventurex who basically translates every adventure game there is in Russian.
Okay.
Nevikling was in a
I was in
car.
a
It
car.
sounds like you were in the trunk of a car for like the whole weekend. They were did an 8-hour D&D campaign finale in person, which was pretty rad. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nevikling has a nephew.
What? It doesn't like. Oh, I guess actually, yeah. Wait, does that mean you had like a long car journey to get there?
No, I didn't because I haven't met Nevikling, Sarah.
Yeah, that makes so much sense if I was asking about
Yeah,
you.
that's what you were doing. That's why I had to explain myself.
Everything's about baby.
But what about you, Costas? Thanks for asking. I had a
Oh my
chicken
god.
waffle. Isn't that amazing?
How was your weekend, Costas? Great, I had a chicken waffle.
Seriously, when I was having the chicken waffle, I was thinking, ooh, I should tell that on
Seriously,
stream
yes.
yesterday. So it was a waffle. Like I
Oh,
haven't eaten a
bloody
waffle
hell.
with something savory on it. It had cheddar cheese, garlic, I think, and a little fries, and I like that. That was my weekend.
That was the highlights, the only thing worth mentioning about your weekend.
It wasn't an activity; it was one food. And after that, I had okay. What else did you have that day? Oh, thanks for asking. I had chocolate pancake. That was my cheat day,
Fucking
by the way. I had chocolate pancakes. Also, that's the first week that I'm dieting after a billion weeks of getting fatter. Um, and exercising, and it fucking sucks. It sucks exercising so much. I can't get back to it. I mean, I'm doing it. I just hate it.
hell.
Chicken and waffle is the best thing in some parts of the U.S. Yeah, I mean, I heard about that, but I think outside the U.S. it's not really a thing. And waffles are all like sweet in like Central Europe. Um, Francisco went out with friends on Friday. Then Saturday it rained a lot, and there were 4 leaks in the ceiling and a giant
Ugh.
flying cockroach in the living room.
Ugh.
Nice. And then Sunday I read Dune all day. So what about the flying cockroach? And also, Dune is pretty good, huh? I'm digging it. I was reading it last night. Did you, Francisco? Did you do what I did? And I went to IMDb to see who got cast as what character because I'm just learning. I'm just finding out about the characters so I can try and have their face in my head. Daedalus. What, me?
What does
There's a game where
Daedalus
they say it
mean?
wrong. Daedalus is the name of the guy who built the labyrinth. He's the father of
Oh,
Icarus,
okay.
who had the wings made out of wax, who he died. So in Greek, you would say Daedalus. Um,
Daedalus.
Daedalus. It's the delta.
Daedalus.
It's like the delta
Yeah.
letter, which is it's funny you call it delta, but it has nothing to do with the actual the, which is the way you pronounce it. It's more like th, like
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
So it's like you would say if you wanna be smart about it, you would say something like the like that's how you would
Daedalus.
pronounce it.
Daedalus. Like, isn't 10.
More like lost in the end, like lost with two s's.
Isn't 10 Theka? Was it. Did I get it wrong? The number 10. Say the number
Why
10.
are you muffled?
Am I muffled?
Yeah,
Am I still
are you
muffled?
yawning? Um,
I
you were yawning. I
stretched.
can see you
I,
stretching. I
I
was like,
wasn't yawning, I
yawn.
stretched. Okay, don't worry.
Okay. They also said Minos wrong. What do they say? Minus. Weren't we making jokes about minus the other day? It was tilted. Well, who are we talking about? Oh, the new cast. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I do too. Although I do kind of, yeah, I don't like Timothy Chalamet, whatever his name is. He's a good actor. He's just kind of a douche vibe for me. Icarus was a damn fool. Every time I hear that story, I feel ashamed by proxy. You should have had not Daedalus, but Mr. Miyagi as a teacher, who would suggest wax on, wax off, not just wax off. Sorry, it was a great joke. You should laugh.
Aha, aha, aha.
Exactly that reaction. Exactly that. The deep laughter coming from the heart.
Yeah, because that's exactly what that was.
Yep.
Where is her other, who knows?
Felt bad for James Brolin and Patrick Stewart for the Lynch version. Wait. Yeah, I actually haven't seen that movie, so on purpose because I heard it's horrible. So when you said James Brolin, I got confused with what's his name, Jason Brolin, who is in the new Dune, right? Or Josh Brolin. Is he in Dune? He is in Dune. You do meet Josh Brolin. Why do you feel bad for him? Oh, yeah,
An
but I
ugly
think
lump of a
I
man.
got confused because Josh Brolin is definitely not ugly, or his picture and the thing. Um, I think they just decided to scrap this ugliness bit. I think it's kind of like Game of Thrones, where like technically the main actors in Game of Thrones were like 13 years old and 15, and then in the series they said, yeah, whatever, fuck that. They're gonna be older. So it's the same because it's a 15-year-old kid, the Peter character. And if you're ugly, you're just like not ugly. And if you're ugly in the book, you're not very ugly in the TV version or movie, I guess, in this case. I've been watching a lot of movies lately. You guys seen The Green Knight? I was talking about with Matt about this.
Not able to see it yet.
Yeah,
But
it
I'd
just
like
came
to
out
see
on
it when it comes out.
streaming stuff.
Oh, it's out?
It was only in cinemas at first, and now it's out on streaming services.
Do you
I
know
think you're gonna
where?
like it a lot.
Do you know where?
The internet. I
You
would
don't know.
say,
You don't know which platform.
because I mean, even if I could tell you in the UK, it's different, right? I don't know.
Probably.
Francisco, I'm still wrapping my head around the names. Is that character that Josh Brolin does the guy who's in charge of the army or security or whatever?
I remember the name. Gurney. I don't remember anything of the story. Well, not anything.
Yeah, so every time I come happy to you with like a book, I read this book and you like, oh, I read this 10 years ago. I don't remember shit. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, and
Might as well not have read it.
it's not
Like
my
I went
it's
with the
not
name of
my
the wind,
fault.
and
It's not my
you kept
fault.
telling me to read the name of the wind. I finally did. I got mega excited, and then you were like, "What is this? I don't know."
Well, what is wrong with that? You enjoyed it? Did you
But
enjoy it?
because when you were pitching it to me, it was your favorite book series in the universe.
Yeah, and I've got a shit memory. What's your like? Well, don't call me out for that. Like it's, I'm human. I'm recommending it to you not to have conversations like with me about it and for me to write essays on it. It's for your enjoyment. I reckon like it's a
An
good
essay. I
book.
was like, "Ooh, that's cool."
And you're always late to the party. That's not my fault.
I'm late to the party.
Yeah,
This
I
is
read
you
Name of
moving.
the Wind like a heck of a long time ago. Same with June. Well, June's like super old, right?
Dune is super old.
What?
Name of the
What?
Wind
What?
isn't, but
When
I
was
think
June?
Dune is relevant now because there's a book coming out
When was June
or a movie coming out.
written?
50 something,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's like super old, right?
I mean, yeah, not as old as Dracula that I was reading, but
Well,
it's pretty
yeah,
old.
yeah.
Not as old as Lord of the Rings, right?
I don't know. Probably not, but I don't know.
I mean, I can be bored to Google now, but
I can, but like,
I can.
it might kill stream. Maybe just Google doesn't there. June is 1965. Lord of the Rings, I could get up and check, but actually I can't. It's packed away. 1965, and Lord of the Rings, 1954. So like 10 years later, 11. I can't tell where her hands are. Okay, so Costas, I don't know if you can see on stream. No, you can't because
Drawing.
I'm kind of covering it. When you look in a sec, how she's holding the spear, you have an extra line. I'm guessing that's just a motion line, but her arms are still in the position of the motion line.
Did I do a motion line? Okay, wait.
I don't know.
What?
It's either that or you didn't clean up your drawing because I told you didn't have to. The one in
Did
the
you
black and
clean
white.
up my drawing?
No, I haven't touched the drawing.
Why are you asking me?
Okay, can you see the black and white?
Yeah.
Your HD one. So you can see the spear pointing upwards, but there's also another line, kind of diagonal, horizontal, kind of.
Ignore that line. That was probably not cleaned up.
Okay, so her hands are meant to be holding the actual spear.
Yeah. Yes, he's like looping it around the circle, and I think it was just playing around with the speed and stuff.
Okay. In the next shot, she's holding it like a bow and arrow or something. Okay.
Gives
Okay.
me perfect drawings over here.
No, just checking that it wasn't like a motion line or something.
I don't think I put motion lines on that. Yeah. Because it's bullshit.
What's bullshit? Your drawing?
My drawing. Music all this time. Forget put some. Did I tell you my parents visited Iceland?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to spend like 3 hours of them showing me photos of it and on their iPads and phones.
Yeah, that's the same for me when my parents go somewhere.
And then we went there, and then the funny thing is, like, my dad, like, he went to the Olympics in Tokyo because he was working there.
Yeah.
He's like a journalist. So like he literally came back to Greece and then left the next day for Iceland.
Yep.
So then when they finished with the 3 hours of Iceland, that was like, Would you like to see Tokyo? And I was like, Jesus Christ, no, please, let me have a break.
We also made apple butter cheesecake this weekend, which was ugly. Oh, but very tasty. It sounds nice. I made apple scones.
What's an apple butter cheesecake?
I mean, I'm
It
guessing
has
it's
apple
apple
and
and
butter.
butter. I'm guessing.
How does that? So what? Like, I'm confused.
Why?
So it's a cheesecake, so it has cream cheese.
Doesn't have to.
Where's the butter? Like between the cream cheese and the biscuity base,
Um,
and then apples are on top. But is it like literally apples, or is it like an apple sauce, whatever?
Apples cooked in butter. I'm not even gonna try and explain because I don't know. It could be literally anything.
Cheesecake and making them. I haven't made any, but my friend did. So.
It doesn't have to have cream
No,
cheese in it, by the way.
really?
Yes. Well,
Oh
technically
yeah.
no, but vegan versions no. They are still called cheesecakes, but I guess
I'm telling you, vegan versions. They obviously don't need to have anything animal
what?
thingy in it.
You get ones with vegan cream cheese in it.
You can have anything that's vegan. They just have other stuff and they call them vegan, right? Apple butter is like slow cooked down apples that has like brown sugar and other stuff. Ooh, okay, that sounds interesting. It's like a brownie caramelized version of it, right? Made blueberry scones and they came out looking sulky blue all over and they tasted great. Says Deluxe Ducks. What are scones again?
Um, a scone is I'll send you a picture. I don't know how
It's
to
weird. I
describe
don't
what a
even
scone
know.
is.
It looks bready, but I don't know what is it like.
Oh, have you looked it up?
I mean, I am, but I can't understand if it's like soft or is it like.
Yeah, it's soft inside. I can bring one and show you if you want.
So what? You can open it. How soft is it
Okay,
though?
so it's not
Is it all hard
savory.
like
It's
vegan?
not savory in England. I don't know where scones come from, but it's a very English thing. And in America, as far as I'm aware, they're called biscuits because biscuits here are something completely different. So it's just like a little soft, bready kind of, but
Like
softer, more like
the gap
cake,
between American
but a little
pancakes
bit
and
harder than
healthy.
cake. Sorry?
Okay. I'm just saying, like, it's hard enough to understand
Yes, I
without
know.
like the cultural, difference between the UK and the US.
Yeah, because then when they're like biscuits, but there's not, it's not. I don't know what Costas thinks a biscuit is.
Oh, I know biscuits and cookies are the ones that you call different.
Yeah, but
I know.
in America, a biscuit is a scone. Biscuits are not cookies.
Yeah, I know that. You know.
Oh, okay. So then it's American biscuit, if you know what that is.
Yeah, but okay. No, but I didn't know there was a biscuit in America. I just thought they called them cookies. But now you're
Oh,
just telling me,
cool.
oh, there are biscuits. They're just something completely different.
No, no. So, Dave, there is a thing called scones in America because scones are not triangular in the UK. That's they can be, but they're normally round. Whereas I think biscuits in America are also savory. Are they always savory? Yeah, so that's the American definition. Scones are scones. They're like all scones. So in the UK, there's always like this debatable thing about whether because it's common to put cream and jam on them, and there's this whole like debatable thing between the north and south of which way around you put the butter, not the butter, the
A biscuit,
cream and the jam.
a biscuit is what you have with gravy and or butter. Is this
Imagine having a
accurate?
no in America maybe I wouldn't know. Not to the UK because that's hilarious. Basically, you take a biscuit, a cookie, and stick gravy and butter on it. You'd never do that. So like yeah, it's a translation thing between
You have to dip it in tea, and that's all it does.
what?
Biscuits are savory and scones are a little sweeter and not as sweet as the muffin. Oh, I know
Yeah,
the muffin
I don't know.
part of
It's
it.
really hard to describe when like my description's completely different because it's the English version. And yeah, I don't know if scone's French. No, it's apparently British origin, which makes sense because it's super English. And normally round. Oh, right. So yeah, they can be round, and then it can also be the ones like in triangles, like you guys are saying, like in England at least. If it's one big round, and then you cut it into sections like you would with a pizza.
Well, I mean, I still don't know what they are, but sure.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like sweet. The ones I made aren't sweet because I didn't put any sugar in it. Um, they're soft, not as soft as a cake.
Yeah, but they seem to be opening them in the middle and sticking things into them.
Yeah, quite often you cut them in half and you put cream and jam on top, or jam and cream, depends which way around.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can get different ones. Like you can get savory ones with cheese in it, but quite often they're plain with sugar. Sometimes you get fruit scones, like I made apple ones. Sometimes you get it with like cherry. But yeah. Just how potatoes are super Irish.
Potatoes. Huh? What was that?
It's okay. Not quite there, but yeah, it wasn't bad.
That
I
was
guess.
horrible. What's that there? Potatoes.
You thought it was horrible. Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
Ah, you liar. It was terrible.
It wasn't awful.
Terribly
Awful.
good. Terribly awesome. Okay, copy this. What are you gonna do?
But yeah, I didn't realize scone was a thing. So, in America, a biscuit is a savory version of a scone, and scones are sweet, but not as sweet as muffins. And they're triangular, and the biscuits are round. No. Why is the Costas Waluigi now?
Well, I don't know. Why is Waluigi Iris? What? Is Psychonauts 2 coming out like now-ish?
Ooh, really?
Oh, it's only for the Xbox. Yeah. Is it for the Xbox? Because Microsoft has the Xbox, but they also have, the computers.
You also have, the computers. But you can't keep the computer stuff just to Microsoft. I don't know.
Yeah, biscuits would be served as like a dinner roll,
Okay.
but whereas you could buy a scone in a coffee shop to eat as a quick breakfast on the go.
I don't understand how so many breakfasts are sweet, like have sugar in it.
Yeah,
And then then you go
yeah,
to Greece, where like we went into the mountains somewhere or something and had breakfast there. Do you remember that, Costas, at like some
yeah. There was
place?
a
And
very
it was
villagey village.
super salty breakfast. So it was weird for me because like I'm not used to having sugar for breakfast all the time, but like as salty as that, it was just weird. It was like it was
It was
tasty, but it was olives. It was like I don't remember what it was.
there wasn't orange juice though, like a freshly
No,
squeezed
it
one.
wasn't orange juice. It was amazing peach juice, like freshly squeezed peach juice. It was
Okay,
peach.
so
It's really good.
that's not savory. That's not salty.
No, but the
Is it?
rest, all the stuff you were eating were super like savory and salty. There was
No,
like
that
there
like
was
I
like a salty cheese pie or something like that. I feel like that was
yeah,
kind of
probably.
salty.
They were definitely
Eggs, they were nice.
fresh fried eggs, as in like fresh from like the chickens that
They were
just laid them.
super orange. You could see them across the road. But then again, in England, actually, you do have super freaking salty, disgusting breakfast where they have kippers for
Oh,
breakfast,
you
and
know what you can,
kippers are the most saltiest
you
fish
know.
ever. They're the worst. I don't like them.
Yeah, you guys have pretty shitty pastries and stuff. They're like super like you eat one
Ah,
bite and then it burns through your stomach. Some like
What do you?
minced pies or whatever. Like the ones that
Oh,
were,
that's not
I
breakfast.
don't know, like places like Greg's. Like I know people love them, but
Pasty,
they're
like
good, but
yeah.
they're as good as a donut is. Like they're kind of skanky, as in like a sausage roll or whatever. It just like
Some
burns through
are,
your
some
stomach.
some are. I feel like Cornish pasties aren't that bad, but yeah.
You know that I was gonna say that we have a couple of Greek breakfast stuff. Like we have croissants, but they're not very Greek. There's just like chocolatey croissants that you can eat if you want.
Yeah, the French.
No, nothing to do with like nowhere near as good as the French ones.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
the
like
same
the.
here. Same here. That you
But
can
we
get.
have burrata, which you like.
But remind me what that is.
It is it's sweet. It's basically like the same filo, the same like
Yeah,
dough that you use to
pastry,
make
pastry,
huh?
the pastry.
But it has like a cream in it, like but it's like a thick
White,
cream.
like a.
And then you sprinkle like
Yeah, I kind of remember
white
that.
sugar on top of it.
Yeah, but still,
Does that
like I
narrow it
don't,
down?
I don't see that as. Yeah, I think so. I don't see that as a nutritious breakfast. Like obviously it's not, but
No, I'm
like
just saying it's like it could be a breakfasty thing.
no, no, no,
We're not
definitely.
talking about
But once it.
breakfast. I was talking about sweet Greek breakfast. Wait, okay, sure.
Wait, hold on.
I get it.
No, Davo. What? Wait. I always thought it was pronounced pasty, like pastry. Pasty. Well, what are we talking about here? Because like
I was
pasty.
talking about pastries, but aren't they?
So pastry is like phyllo pastry. Croissant is a pastry because you're using a pastry to make it out of. Whereas like pasty is like a Cornish pasty. It's like a pie. Yeah, I don't know how to actually. It's not a pie.
Pastries, what you put in your nipples, is another American
I
thing, or
was trying to work out what pasty was. I feel like I've heard it before. Obviously, that's what it is.
there's a thing you put in your nipples that has a specialist name.
Yeah.
Look, Sarah, I pasted a picture of a burrata.
I'm going to
Inside.
click it. Send it on Discord. Send it on Discord. I don't want to ruin like stream.
Sure. There you go.
But it's just gonna look like any pastry, right? Wait, where's my mouse?
They gave this to us in
Yeah.
Volos.
Yeah, I remember them.
Oh man, when I was in Crete, they kept like every time you finished your meal in a restaurant, they were like, "Would you like some something? Can we treat you to something sweet?" So they always brought like brownies with ice cream in every restaurant,
Wait, where
and
is
then
this?
like in Crete,
Oh, okay.
as a treat after you finish your meal, they give you ice cream with brownies, like as dessert,
Yeah.
and a little bottle of raki, which is like
Yeah.
a
Ugh.
it's pretty good actually, but I was already drinking raki, and then it's like, yeah, just have another bottle of it on the house.
Not a fan.
Hey,
Hello.
Gabe. Hi, we're talking about food
Hello.
philosophy. We were talking about the difference between biscuits and I don't know what this guy we're talking about.
I don't know. We were getting
I'm
hecky
not American or
confused.
British, so I was staying out of it.
Because Costas is like, what's a scone? So I'm trying to explain what a scone is to him in English, and then everyone else in chat is from America, and they're explaining what an American scone is, and it's completely different. So it's just confusing him.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I sound scornful.
That doesn't work. It's not scornful. It's scornful.
It's
I love-
scornful, so it is pretty
I
close.
love Grundislav saying, "Don't put Cornish pasties on your nipples," is what I'm saying. Unless you're into
too
that
late,
sort of
too
thing
late.
naturally.
That's too late. What you told me earlier.
Nice to
Hello,
pop
please,
in here,
Farm.
see what's up, and immediately hearing you guys discussing nipples.
Yes, that's
We're not so much discussing nipples as we are which foods are not acceptable to stick on them. Oh no, Dave, don't,
We're
Dave,
talking about pastries, and someone said pasties are a thing you put on nipples.
Dave, don't encourage him. It's like sconful was pretty
Pretty
good.
good there. See.
No. Yeah, in America they have things called biscuits, but they are like scones that had the butter over toast. Oh man. Where did this even stem from? I think it was, oh yeah, we were talking about what we did at the weekend. and we made
Really?
things.
I still don't see the connection.
Because Dave
Oh yeah,
maybe made
I was talking
scones.
about waffles. I was talking that I had the savory waffles with had like fried chicken on it and
That
cheddar
wasn't
cheese.
my. That
And
wasn't
then we started
my.
talking about waffles being sweet or savory.
That wasn't my. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, what? That sounds like a
No.
good starter for this conversation.
No, Deluxe Tux. There we go. Sorry, Deluxe Tux made blueberry scones. That's where it came from. They came out looking chalky
Yeah,
blue all
but
over,
too.
but they tasted
But
good.
for the last to say that, that was the waffle conversation.
I'm enjoying a vegan croissant right now. Nice. Good old friend Francisco. I don't understand why my stream is so horny, Gonzalez.
Have you said that? What happened in your stream, Francisco? Was it full of demons? That's why. Was it full of demons or goats? That's why it was horny. Yay! Excellent.
Oh, goats? I thought you said ghosts.
Fuck.
I was trying to understand what the heck why are ghosts horny, unless it's goat ghosts. Yeah, it's pretty easy to use to use a butter alternative. There's loads of vegetable butter.
What is this Indian one? Ghee? What's it
Ghee
called?
is clarified butter. It's full on crazy strong shit. Like not strong, what's rich stuff. How do you know about ghee?
You should marry it if it's rich.
How do you know about ghee?
I do.
Yeah, but how?
Because I live in the same world as you. I mean, I haven't cooked with it, but I was looking at it in a diet as substitute or whatever.
Ooh, why? Ghee's like worse. It's clarified. It's super, like, it's worse than butter, right?
Okay. Also, yeah, coconut oil is also another one. I mean, I'm Greek, so we use olive oil for everything. So I use olive oil.
Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't try and use ghee if I were you. If you were dieting.
Yeah, I also don't think I can find it easily, so whatever.
Yes, that's why I was like surprised that you'd heard of it. What the flippin' heck is this picture, Costas?
Oh, what picture?
The
My picture?
drawing of her, like where's her body? It's like not even no like lines of her clothing. It's like her
I
body's
asked you, would you
non-existent.
like me to
I know.
redraw this so you can tell what the fuck it is? And you were like, no, it's fine. I
I
can
know.
perfectly tell with stupid shitty lines.
I'm still gonna complain.
Look at my drawings and Sam makes fun of it. Then you have Francisco rotoscoping and look at this bullshit I did in like 4 seconds. And there's like, deal with it, Sarah. I do pixels on it.
Oh man.
To be fair, weirdly enough, it's gonna work because it's only for a few seconds. Not even a few
No,
seconds.
well, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, just see what it looks like.
No, I will. I think it'll be fine. Well, no, I have to like make up the stuff, but I mean, no, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like that weird one that I did before seemed to work.
So stupid.
What?
It's just like
Your
stand
drawing?
still and the spear moves.
Wait, what?
To be fair, I think that's how it would happen though.
Say that again?
That she stands still and the spear moves.
Oh, right. Help. Stream avatars commands or action. What? Her actions, avatars, color gear, name tags. Interesting.
Have you been playing any games, Sam?
Nope, I don't have time for that. It's annoying. I want to be playing some games. I just have not had any time to play games, no.
Oh. I'm only playing one. But
What's
I
that?
started getting into a little bit. It's called the Disc Room.
Okay.
It's kind of like Super Meat Boy in a way. You're basically it's kind of like Zelda's kind of top-down perspective, and you're trapped in a room every time. There's like discs full of like razor sharp discs that are moving around trying to kill you, and you have to like keep avoiding them. Like you die super easily, but every time the objective is like survive for 15 seconds or stuff like that. It's pretty simple. It only has two buttons basically.
Nice. Dave, Robin's not there yet. Did I show you? I don't know if you were around when I showed. So I'm doing Robin Hood, Molly, and Bertram Fiddle. Did I show you that I had drawn them? I just haven't done the walk cycles yet. I have a feeling you weren't here when I showed it. Let me bring it up again.
You brought it up in conversation.
Is it this one?
Two buttons all you need. It is, isn't it? I think it's only, what is it? Use you either you use the arrows to move around. There's one button that you use to do an action, and then this action is like based on like you keep unlocking a bunch of powers. You can either like dash through stuff, or you can slow down time for a little bit. So you keep like picking whatever you want every time, and then you use it with the other button, which is basically with the one button that you have. So it's basically move around, use your power. But every time you go in a different room, you can like, if you got a new power, you can go back and use it, and then it like lets you unlock more stuff. Where's the Molly character from? It's from Feria the I can't pronounce it.
I was gonna say Costas can say. I never know. The annoying thing is like whenever I try to look it up as well, I don't know how to spell it. Feria.
Free, right? No, it's not. No, it's not free. But it's like filthy tea.
How do you pronounce? How do you type it? Oh, that's not it.
By Tom Simpson and Matt from our game is doing the animation.
I thought you forgot his surname there for a moment.
What, Fritz?
We were like Matt.
It costs
Feria dolls. Is that it? Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Feria dolls. Dolls. Yeah, which I had to. It's like I feel like his yeah. So the art style of Feria dolls is like super stylized. So I had to try and like put it into my style, which is stylized, but like yeah, it's obviously changing it completely different. So she's not as short, but like I had to I don't know. It was weird. I think it worked out.
But Matt liked your
yeah, I ran it by him first. I wanted to make sure it was okay because he did the actual art. Okay, cool.
I think they have the tentacle style of it, kind of. Not that insane, but you know, he does his dance should be drinking tea and not stopping.
Oh, it's Bertram. Yeah, Bertram is becoming an avatar. Basically, my friend Sean, who stops by chat sometimes, he's subscribed to me, but so I offered for him to like choose a character from a point and click game, but he doesn't play point and click games. So what I did was I took the two gifts that Costas and I made of like a bunch of characters, and I told him to pick one that he liked the look of, and he liked the look of Bertram Fiddle.
I actually liked him over like everyone else from the other adventure games. No one picked like Ben from Full Throttle. Or Manny from Grim Fandango. I'm surprised.
Manny would be cool. Like, Bertram Fiddle looks cool, like it's a stylized kind of way. I don't know, but yeah, I'd like to be able to do a dance for him. But
point and click.
Yeah, I know.
I think we're pretty niche over here.
Right, back to this animation.
Animation.
Trying to work out where the freaking heck her body is.
And I'm actually, I kind of miss playing multiplayer games, so I'm thinking of playing some PUBG again. Okay. I'm not sure.
Who doesn't play point and click games? Grandest love me.
Why would you? All you do is point and click. Can you imagine Francisco opening up a point and click adventure? Is like, what the fuck is this thing? Inventory? And then he just like throws his computer away. Which is your favorite part, the pointing or the clicking? Don't want to point any fingers, but sometimes this clicks with me. Yay! I made this sort of work.
He kind of
Robin
has a
Hood
dance
kind of has
animation.
a dance animation where he gets burned. What? That doesn't sound like a dance animation where he gets burned.
No, I can understand
I
that.
don't think I would see some. Look at this guy dancing with a fire on him, incidentally.
I do plenty of bee dances at work. Or what should I say, wasp dances, when there's like a wasp like coming into the section that I'm in and I have to like back off and I look like I'm doing some weird dance and the customers are like, what? And I've been like, there's a wasp.
Hey guys, has anyone played Seok, that Polis game with the gorgeous animation? Or am I the only person
Yeah.
in the world that has completed this game?
I've played some of it and then I had to stop.
Because I think it looks amazing. It's just like no one talks about it ever. But they did really shitty marketing, I think, on this game. I don't know what they did wrong,
I'm
but
not the biggest
like
fan
they
of the
didn't
character
deserve.
design.
They deserve way more.
To be honest, not gonna lie, it is what it is, but I'm not a
Very-
big fan of it. The character design. But yeah, otherwise it looks really nice. I wasn't a fan of some of the gameplay. Or was it the gameplay? I can't remember what the problem was.
There were some action sequences actually, and that's what kind of like I was intrigued with that because that's what we're doing sort of.
I probably should have persevered with it.
I'll let them go to Wasp territory.
What territory?
I don't know. We're started talking about the wasp and losing our shit.
Oh, wasps.
Every other stream, basically, I talk about how much I hate bugs. Hey, may I say that as much as I hate spiders, I was away for some time in my house and I found like a little tiny dead bugs, like little tiny black flying annoying fruit flies or something. And then I found a web at some point in my house and it was full of them. I was like, oh, finally, a spider did its fucking job here, other than scaring me to death.
Did you let him stay?
So, and I haven't found the spider. I just found the web. But to be fair, there are no more. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. There are no more fruit flies in my house. So it is what it is.
To be not fair, I'm gonna lie. I love spiders.
It isn't what it isn't. I'm okay with most bugs, but flying, buzzing things bother me. Yeah, the same. I'm like, if something flies past my ear, I don't mind. Like, even if I'm holding a hammer, I'm gonna like use
Whack
it on my
yourself
head.
in the face, yeah. I hate buzzing
That's my chance
stuff.
that I catch the bug.
Yeah.
So yeah, worst case scenario, I kill myself, but at least I kill the bug with me. I didn't tell you, but I was staying with my girlfriends, and then um, I heard like noises in the morning, and I was like, no one should be there other than me and her. So I get up and I hear like someone brushing their teeth and like
The heck?
moving around, and I wake her up. I was like, who the fuck is that? And she was like, oh, it's just my sister. Like it didn't tell me anything. And then her sister went there, and I found out that she just came back from holidays. She went into her apartment, and it was like full of dead cockroaches and dead baby cockroaches everywhere. And she got so freaked out, just like jumped into a taxi and left. They were dead because they had like sprayed there, but I probably would be the same. So I can't imagine just like going back to your house and it's full of like cockroaches everywhere.
Wait, is that why she was at her house?
Yeah, that's why she came to the house to like sleep. So it was like,
Why
you
weren't
fucked
you
up.
told? That's so
Wait,
confusing.
what?
Why did she not tell you?
I think she was trying to call my girlfriend, but she never picked up because he was sleeping. So in her sleep, she saw a call or something, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's her." I like
Right.
how
Okay. So
casually she was like, "Oh yeah, there's another person in the house." I was like, "Well, what the hell? I thought someone was robbing us or
she had.
something."
Does she have a
But then I
key?
was like, they wouldn't be brushing their teeth casually. Yes, they did have a key.
Right. Okay. Okay.
At least they were dead. I mean, yeah, playing dead. I don't know how well they trained them in the cockroach training school or whatever they fucking do to survive that long. Also, Jim plays games. If you're a kid with most bugs, you're gonna love Theropods when it's out. You don't have a reason to complain now.
Oh, jeez. I thought you were making some comment on the beetle things.
No,
But
but I mean, eventually every game has a bug, right?
you
So
mean the bug? Well, I'm pretty sure our game's gonna have plenty of bugs. So hopefully we can fix most of them
I couldn't play my
before
summer car because it has mosquito noise in the background all the time. What's that?
my
That's a
summer
game or something.
car.
Oh no, that sounds like a name
Oh
that's our like.
no, I've just never heard of it before.
Roads do play dead often. Jeez. Also, yeah, when you said flying cockroaches, yeah, that brought me back memories. Funny thing was like, yeah, last when I was saw a flying cockroach, I was with my girlfriend, and she was like, "Oh no, it's just like a harmless night butterfly," and I was like, "What the fuck is this dragonfly?"
Who
I was like,
describes
"This
it
looks
like
like a
that?
dragon inside," and then it
A
lands on a
harmless
wall. And,
night butterfly. But that sounds like a
yeah,
nightmare for
like
Costas, anyways. Oh wait, a night butterfly is like a moth, pretty much.
yeah, she was like, "This looks like a night butterfly. It's harmless," and then it lands on like a surface. I'm like, "This is not a fucking night butterfly. This is a monster." And she was like, "Okay, it's a flying cockroach." And then she was like trying. She had like a broom and was trying to like kill it. And I was like literally hidden behind her. And for a second, I thought of like closing the door on her and just like trapping myself in the kitchen because it was in the living room. But literally, then I was like, I should throw her on the cockroach. That's gonna help me. I didn't do it, but the thought was there in my head. I was fully gonna sacrifice her for the cockroach to have food.
As if he would eat her. Like, what the heck?
I mean, it was a fucking dragon there. Night Butterfly sounds like a great superhero name. It probably is one. M010001. Your website has an autoplay playing YouTube videos. Scared the shit out of me. Oh, really?
Sorry.
Is
I
it autoplaying?
don't know. I made it a long time ago.
No, it's not.
Yeah?
I mean, it's not autoplaying for me now. You mean theropodsgame.com, or were you talking about Twitch having an automatic advert or some shit? Well, no cockroach in this room. Might as well die here. Yeah, not a fan of cockroaches, especially flying ones. Not gonna
Wait,
fly
don't
by
they
me.
all fly?
Oh, that kind of works.
Wait, what?
And
Oh, the Jim Plays Games says the video autoplays for me too. So on theropodsgame.com. Is that what it's called?
seriously, because it just opened and it doesn't autoplay. Oh, weird.
Should it not autoplay? Do you reckon it shouldn't autoplay?
Well, you guys find a website because not from Stream, right? I didn't see any links to it. Oh wait, there is the picture. Why does it not autoplay for me?
No, I can see it. No, but
Do you think it's a
seriously,
YouTube option?
should it autoplay or should it not autoplay?
Probably should not, because I mean I don't like autoplaying stuff.
I can get around to fixing that, like,
Oh no,
at
they're gonna
some point.
sue us now. I mean, you know, it's such a that's a valid reason to sue people. I'm gonna counter sue. Yeah, same. Actually, even on Netflix, I've deactivated the autoplay.
You can do that? Because
And the
that's so
stickers.
annoying.
Bullshit. Yeah, I've deactivated everything. Especially when I'm watching a series, like, no Netflix, give me the fucking option. I don't want to, like, lay on the couch forever, just, like, while you keep playing this. If I do it, it's gonna be my choice of being a lazy asshole, just, like, not doing anything else. Watching.
I thought I
I
entered the
entered the
MySpace.
page when the music started playing.
That's
Or, like,
funny.
MySpace, because in that space is where the spaceman came from.
Abort, abort. Abort the joke.
Also, speaking of MySpace, gives away your AIDS.
Stop.
to a certain degree.
Video on autoplay.
Netflix, are you still watching me? Don't judge me, Netflix. YouTube does the same too. Are you still here? I was like, yeah, I'm listening to your 4-hour playlist of songs. Okay.
I hate that.
Are you calling me old? I'm calling you not young because I know MySpace too.
Oh,
I think I'm done with this animation. Now we should bully some villager. Yay. My coffee's not a lolly anymore. Yeah, I put my coffee earlier in the freezer to get a little colder. Because also my fridge was like, I just put it in, so it started freezing from, not being cold. And I was like, oh, the fridge itself is not very cold. I'll put it in the freezer. And I did. And that was like a perfect solid content in this coffee. That was my story.
good story.
If you want to say cool story, bro, that's it right here. You want to say cool coffee, bro? Same. It's cool. So let's have. Are we okay, Sarah, if I use this kind of barbarian guy to kick the villager?
Yeah, I don't know why not. Be fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, do it here. Who's this guy? Coffee ice lolly. Yeah, that's what it was earlier. Yeah, I had an issue with my fridge basically, where it was basically when
Not
I plugged
working.
it in, the entire power of the house went down. So I was like, would you like electricity or would you like a fridge? I was like, I'd like electricity for the rest of the stuff, please. So I didn't have a fridge for ages. That's why I kept living in other people's houses for some time. I mean, it was a holiday, so I was kind of like staying around. And now I came back to my house and I was like, you know what? I need some food and stuff to store them in the fridge, so it would be a good idea to fix it. I did actually have a fridge guy here, and they came and they were like, looks good. And then they left, and
Yeah.
it kept happening. So, that's fun. But now it's all done. I should have ranted about this last week. I don't know why I didn't. I felt like a good rant went to waste. For those of you who don't know, we have you can redeem a rant from
I love how you're
Sound Point or whatever
advertising it
it's
now.
called now.
He's like, yeah, that was a good rant. Let me like give the opportunity for another rant.
Yeah, I'm just explaining why this was a wasted rant. We had that with our dishwasher. Oh, was it the? No.
You
Yeah,
asked
see,
for it. You literally asked for
I asked for
it.
it. I did ask for it. So my fridge, right? Hey, there was no rule not to talk to change the subject, was there?
I mean, do you have more
Do we need
to?
to give a subject to rant about? I would love one actually. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you did talk about bugs, and I hate that.
Let's
Sometimes
see.
I do need a subject. The rant wasn't worth 5k points, zero swear words. It didn't. Yeah. Okay. It didn't.
Yeah. Nevik Link, what do you want him to rant about? If you can think of anything.
I have a thing I hate, but most people would hate it, so I don't know. Like it's very cool now to hate that. I hate crowds
It's
basically
cool
walking
to hear.
among people. But like now everyone is paranoid about walking in crowds because of COVID, right? I was cool before that. I hated everyone around me. But like I went back on holidays now. I went on holidays now in Crete, and that was like the I did get a little bit shocked because that's the most people I've seen for ages, like in a walking around me in like alleys and stuff.
Public, yeah.
Yeah, and yes, it's weird because you're like next to them now with COVID, but what are you gonna do? And, like no one's wearing masks because that's the law here or whatever.
The law is
Um,
not to wear masks.
what?
He said no one's
No,
wearing
the law is
masks
like
because that's the
you
law
don't
here.
have to wear.
Right, I see what you
There's no
mean.
like there's no mandate on like wearing masks outdoors now.
Yeah.
Here, so everyone was like, whatever, fuck this. When what they did have actually in Crete was like to because they had a lot of they had a lot of COVID cases there. They were like, you know what? For like the next couple of weeks, after 1:30 in the like a.m. You can't go around. You can't be outdoors. It's like a mandate until 6 in the morning. But like, what the fuck is the point of that? Like, I know that like bars and restaurants are gonna be closed, but if you're like everyone's like walking around everywhere free, transmitting the virus freely, what's the point of like not doing it in the night? Like, it's been done already, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the time that they picked is the time that people maybe are less likely to be out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what is the point?
So anyway, hating crowds, but I found out I found out about myself that every time like I hate being in a crowd, like there's like a certain process that goes on in my head where it's like this guy's a fucking idiot. I hate that guy. I hate this guy. I never say that out loud, but I can feel myself hating everyone that like dares to walk in front of me or whatever. My favorite ones to hate are like middle to old aged women who like are there's a specific category, those who are like kind of like chubby as well, so they walk around but they also like walk with their arms kind of like flapping around, and then they carry like one or two bags, and they kind of like they love taking up as much space as possible like on a pavement. So basically you would either have to like walk in the street to go around them or just like keep walking like in the line behind them on their own speed. I really want to kick some old ladies just because of that. I haven't yet, but on the day I don't appear on stream, that's gonna be because of that. But I think a good way to stop doing that is basically stop talking shit in my head about people, so I don't pump myself up. Maybe I hate one old woman, not everyone I see. Was that a good rant?
Um,
I
so,
used to really have a problem in like malls with people. Like I hated malls because
yeah, when you talk about people getting too close, freaking serving people at a till, you get some people who grab things out of your hands. So I scan something and then I have to put it like further down the counter. Multiple people have done this where they grab it out of your hand instead of letting you put it down, but they touch your hand every single time. If it wasn't COVID, that would still annoy me. Like I don't like that at all. But because of COVID, it's like even worse. Like why? Like I don't understand it. It's like personal space is a thing.
Like Sim says, the virus like gremlins, only the bad ones after midnight. Yeah, it sounds like it.
The law is not to wear masks. Haha. Oh, sorry. You need to visit the American South. Oh dear. Heck, I'm in
Oh, what's my
Central.
superhero origin? Kicking an old lady? I want to kick old lady. I was actually, my friends were making fun of me because I used to go with my friends to kickboxing a couple of years ago, and our trainer, he put us into like pairs, like with other people to like spar or whatever, or like do an exercise. And I had this like middle-aged lady who was kind of like, she was very thin. She just like she kept throwing me really powerful blows, like she was trying a lot harder than she should have. And I was kind of like, giving them back to her, not in her face, but like on her gloves. But my friends were laughing how much I just wanted to destroy this old lady for some reason, like she was my nemesis. You know, it's a fair fight for me at least. I'm not gonna challenge my coach, my trainer there. Also, I'm so surprised how like trainers or like gym coaches or whatever. Every time they try to like put you on schedule or whatever, is it like every one of them has no empathy for like how much not you haven't worked out in your life? It's like, do they even can they wrap their hands around not being you know no, not having a perfect body, of like not being able to take shit? You know what I mean? Like I know I know like a personal trainer or whatever, they're trying to push you, but I feel like most of them can't even imagine what it's like not to be athletic. Does it make sense to you?
I guess. I don't really have much experience.
Like they can't wrap their heads around. Like, what do you mean not being athletic? That's my life. That's me. There's no way not to be athletic. It's just like die on in the process of trying to like lift something. I hate fat people buying donuts before me. I do. That wasn't the exact quote, to be fair, but also you guys, you're getting what you paid for, okay? Which was Theropods. I've never had a personal trainer since like being paid to be shouted at. I did have a personal trainer right before COVID, and I found myself. First of all, I couldn't miss a gym date. Like if I told him I was gonna go, I was I wanted to keep my word, so I would go. So I couldn't miss a day. And then every time he pushed me, I couldn't speak back because I was like, yeah, I guess I'm paying you to like fuck me up. So fair enough. But it was interesting, but it was also very tiring. I did feel like there was a lot of progress though, because it's kind of the same like with everything, right? Like you can get a what do you call a dietitianary or whatever. You can get anyone, any professional to help you with anything, and that means that you're gonna be pushed, but you can either do that or like I guess develop the discipline and the skill to like
I mean, that's
put
not
yourself
quite.
into.
That's not quite true.
But I mean,
I'm just thinking about, do you go to a therapist for help? They're not going to shout at you like, "Be happy." It's not the same thing at all.
I like how they're not only shouting at you, they're shouting bad advice as well. What the fuck is your problem this week? Like my mom, boo hoo hoo. You're gonna be like, are you sure you're a psychiatrist?
What the fuck, Costas?
What?
Look at what I have to draw now.
What is it? Oh, what? Where's the which parts?
The whole freaking body. It's even got a line through it where you've like, I don't know, cut it in half and move something around.
We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Hey.
It's fine. It's fine. I had a lot of copy and pasting to do, so that I did loads of frames quickly just now.
Yeah, just do like a rough version of it with copy pasting and then see what it looks like.
No, I mean I actually had copy and pasting to do on frames where she was like telling the father to go away.
Jim says your choices are develop discipline or be shouted at. You don't have to be shouted at by any professional. They just can like. Personal trainers already shouted at you. At some point, my personal trainer was like shouted at me, and I was like, "Jesus, man, just give me a fucking second." I was like, because I was under a lot of pressure, literally because I had weights on me. Oh man, have I told you guys like I was in the army because every Greek has to go, and then that was the first time we shot weapons, and like we went to like a shooting field, and they had us like shoot a rifle or whatever, and they were like, when you finish this, you're gonna lift up your right leg or something when you're out of ammo, so we can come and check if it's empty the gun, safety procedures. And
That's so weird.
I think at some point, like I had an army guy was like shouting at me over my head, like raise your leg, because I was like, I think I didn't do it because I was like, kind of, what the fuck am I doing here with all this ammo and shooting and all that shit. So I think I might have forgotten, but I had a guy yelling at me, and I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I was like that. I think a lot of people got a bit scared there, but it doesn't help you having a gun, carrying gunshots, and a guy shouting in your face.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Dave, or Papazon. Not father, Papazon.
We're going to have spend some time with Happiness Sing Gang.
I don't keep sipping my tea, it's run out. I'm just gonna go grab my
What is
water
that thing
real
you can
quick.
do to lose weight? Is like put a ring on your stomach, or what is the term?
A ring on your
Like do
stomach?
surgery to? Huh?
What do you mean? Put a
I
ring on
mean,
your
I don't know
stomach.
what the English term is, but I know you can do some kind of surgery if you're like extremely fat and you need to lose like weight, which basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it makes your stomach have a certain capacity for food. So
Ugh.
it physically hurts if you eat
I.
more than some kind of food.
Right. I have no idea what that's
Uh,
called. Probably just
and
surgery
that
of
kind
some
of
sort.
makes you like, this is basically a way to lose weight, but I think it's only recommended to like
When
extremely
you're.
fat people,
Yeah.
or like
No idea.
extremely overweight to like a dangerous point.
Yeah.
Gastric
Oh,
bypass
yeah, no.
might be it.
I actually watched some video about some girl who did that where she was already skinny, way too skinny. And she did that and she almost died from it because obviously
I mean, don't you
she
think
was
that this is not
skinny.
like, I was gonna say, don't you think it's a weird way? I mean, I understand it for like some cases, but it's weird to lose weight that way because it's kind of like doesn't really teach you how to lose weight. It's just kind of like,
Yeah, no,
it
it's
makes
not
sense,
not
because then you
very
can lose the weight, and then because you haven't learned how to like
maintain.
lose weight, you kind of like, you might gain it back immediately.
Well, I
'Cause
guess
you haven't
you
gotten
wouldn't
used
if
to it
your
or
stomach
no.
can't hold as much, but no, it's not. That can't be healthy unless you're super like unhealthily overweight and it's recommended as a
Yeah,
health
I
thing.
totally understand it if it's
Anyways,
like the last
I'll be
last
back.
case
I'll be right
scenario.
back. I'm just gonna get my water.
Okay. Friend of mine had that. It's really difficult because you need to eat so little but get proper nutrition. You mean little for your weight, I guess. Yeah, it must be like a very drastic measure. Okay, so this, get this to people. Let's make a new thingy.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. If you're eating less, how do you get enough nutrition into your body? Hmm.
Um, I mean, nutrition doesn't really come in. It
Coming.
does come in portions, but you should probably be able to do it, right? I don't think they do. They give you a gastric bypass without a dietitianary or whatever they call them.
Dietitian.
It's just say like, here,
Yeah,
the
that's
operation
crazy.
successful. Do whatever the fuck you want
Yeah,
now.
but
You must have some.
there's a certain amount of each kind of vitamin and whatever that you need
Wow,
per
that
day.
tiny.
So how can you get that into your system if you're eating as little as that?
Yeah, but also like the portions, are they tiny like compared to your size or compared to their size? That's my
Yeah,
question
but it's
too.
not even to do with their size. If their stomach has been forced to be smaller than it is.
I know, but like it's a different thing to like eat less than you were eating before than overeating, and it's a different thing to eat tiny portions compared to. But I'm assuming that if you have a lot of fat to burn, then that's what your, because of the hunger and all that. That's what your body does. But I'm not sure when it starts becoming unhealthy. They're saying like 100 g of food for a whole meal. So
Yeah, that's
wow.
crazy.
Lockstock says there's that one overweight guy a few years ago who lost a ton of weight by eating no food for a year. He survived on water and vitamin pills. That sounds like
Oh,
hell.
jeez.
Isn't there? That's completely unrelated, but isn't there like this Silicon Valley weird drink thing where some crazy CEO dude, it looks like a brown blob, and he was just like using this to eat all his meals to save time?
A drink, like
Yeah, it
a
was like a
slush.
drink fast food
You're
or
making it
some.
sound
It
like
looked like a
liquid
brown
food.
Slurpee.
Brown slurpee. It sounds horrible. Ugh, I don't know. Yeah,
It
no,
was
that's true.
cold.
That is true.
Yeah.
Jim plays games with also the idea that every fat person's eating enormous portions is not accurate. You can eat a little, like, less
Oh,
of, like, shit food.
it's called Soylent from
And
Soylent Green, but it doesn't. It's not made of people. I think
it's not made of people.
you don't know the film Soylent Green.
Oh,
I
I
haven't
don't
seen it, but
think so.
I think it was Soylent. Yeah, yeah. Francisco said that. Well, that was the company, right? Maybe they did something different now with it, but they're basically making drink meals or whatever. Meals in the form of drinks that you can
Yeah,
order.
liquid food, yeah.
But I can't imagine it's that great.
No, that sounds horrible to me.
Yeah, I think you can get tons of calories from drinks. Like the diet I do is doesn't have any calories from drinks.
Yeah, true. A lot of weight gain comes with things like sugary drinks, and then around here, there's like a lot of people with beer bellies as well from like drinking
You
way too
guys in
much
the UK
beer.
have like horrible, like just having chips for lunch is like insane to me.
I don't know who does that.
Everyone, like in the in Sainsbury's that I looked at, looks like
What?
lunch break is like chips and cola.
Why are you seeing people eating chips in Sainsbury's?
I don't know because they did.
Do they sell chips? They only sell frozen chips.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Oh,
crisps. That's what
crisps, the
you.
chips. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, because it's
No,
before. It's
you're not funny. You're
before.
British.
It's
You give me a
before.
crisp.
A while ago, you were talking about how chips isn't a meal, and you were talking about French fries, I guess, like chips. What how they. I think no, you were still talking about crisps. Sorry, it's just confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you're right. I didn't think of
No,
who I'm
yeah,
talking
it's just
about.
confusing. It's freaking confusing.
So basically, for everyone else, crisps are potato chips. They're called crisps in the UK. That tiny packet of like.
I've tried soy and it tastes like the milk at the end of a bowl of Cheerios. That's not a bad thing, is it? Is it? I actually don't know what Cheerios are like, but
Okay, I mean that sounds good and not good. I thought
cereal
you meant
milk's
like the cafe
fine.
they have in Sainsbury's. Do they?
The what that they haven't seen? The cafe they. Oh right. No, yeah, no, he means the
Also,
crisps, crisps,
also
crisps,
okay. So
crisps, crisps.
during my holidays, I wanted a coffee. So I went to like one of the kiosks there to get one from like a Fred's where they the same one they sell soft drinks at. And there was like a cold brew thing in like a little metal can.
Hmm.
It tasted fucking horrible. It tasted like a combination of like chocolate milk and Red Bull for some reason.
Ugh. Wait, have you had that kind of thing before?
Milko, right? The chocolate milk in Greece that they
Milko,
like.
the best thing in the world, which I can't drink
Yeah.
anymore, but yeah.
So it tasted like Milko, but it wasn't coffee.
It tasted like Milko, but it wasn't coffee. What do you mean?
It
You
tasted more
couldn't
like
taste
Milko and less like coffee, and
you
it
couldn't
was
even
supposed to be
taste the
coffee.
caffeine?
I don't know, not
Like
really.
not heavily. You'd think that would be the main flavor.
Yeah, Francisco didn't mean it as a good thing.
Yeah. Once the cereal is done, I consider the leftover milk to be an edible poison. No. I hope you actually do eat it slash drink it.
Red Bull battery acid. Yep. Do you guys in the US or the UK have this soft drink called Hell?
Is it an energy
Or is
drink?
it like I think it's Ukrainian or Russian, and I'm pretty sure they did like huge marketing campaigns here. And
Hell.
fun fact, Bruce Willis was like their person of like who was in their campaign. Um, but I'm pretty sure like you don't find them anywhere else. It's called Hell, and it looks like it's basically a can of like Red Bull, but it's red and it has a devil on it.
Oh, why do I
And
feel
there's
like I've
like
heard of this
specific
before?
fridges just for that everywhere. Sarah,
Hmm?
you know this barbarian guy that I'm throwing out?
Yes.
Should he not possibly have the spear in his hands?
Sure. Yeah, it's probably better not to have a weapon.
You doubt a drink called Hell would do well in the majority Christian America. Well, I mean, pretty much all of Europe is Christian. You might be wondering, what the hell is that drink? I mean, you guys talk about religious fanatics, but Greece is pretty good at that. Like, I think in Cyprus, I'm gonna talk more European stuff now. There was like the Eurovision, which is a song contest here, and Cyprus had a song called El Diablo, and they had like religious crazy people go in the streets protesting against the song, literally based on just the title of it. It was like, oh no, it worships the devil, and I was like, what year is this? Yes, but remember that the original settlers in America, though thought Europe wasn't religious enough, and possibly the UK had a lot less Christianity than the US. Well, we have Orthodox Christians. We're a different breed of crazy people. Like Greece is deeply religious. They have
Yeah, Greece is. I
every
wouldn't
like
say.
square you go to has like a big church on it,
I
and
wouldn't
then
say UK was, but I don't know about the rest of Europe because I know Greece. Greece is definitely pretty.
you remember how many churches you
Oh
saw
yeah,
everywhere,
what the
right?
heck? I was sending you pictures of food in Lidl, a shop here in the UK. It's a German shop, I think. And there's a whole Greek range, and they had like photos from Santorini,
Yeah,
maybe Santorini, and they took all the
yeah.
crosses off the top of the buildings. Like what the
I
heck? They
remember there was
photoshopped it out.
some kind of controversy or something on that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of church. I mean, there's quite a lot of churches here, but yeah, I wouldn't say it was a massive thing. I don't know. Anymore, at least. I feel like it's kind of died out here.
I was watching a Danish film the other day,
Yeah.
and they had a church in this. I don't know if are they Protestants. I don't know what kind of like brand of Christianity
Brand?
it is.
I
But
guess
they
they all
had
like
some
brands.
like super sci-fi looking churches. It's super modern. They look cool.
Where's this? Denmark.
It was Denmark, and I think also yeah, my parents told me like some Icelandic churches that look insanely modern too. I think the best churches I've ever been to was like in Prague. They look so gothic. They're ready to like you're waiting for a vampire to come down or something. It looks so cool. It's like looks like Dark Souls.
Okay. This might be okay. Well, I still need to draw her arm. Her arm. What the heck? She sliced this in half.
Sarah, I'm thinking of like this guy with a spear. I maybe don't want him to have a spear because I don't want the Amazon to pick up his spear after that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just don't give him a weapon at all. He doesn't have to have one.
What's he gonna do? Just like chill like that?
Yeah, he can just be punching his hand into his fist. Being like, yeah,
Okay.
gonna beat you up.
Punch his hand into his fist. Is that what bullies do in your area?
Yeah, you know when people are like, I don't know. Am I making things up? Alright.
Black pink in your area? No.
Okay, this'll do.
This will doodle. We're enjoying so much of this.
Hello?
That move is very bully in the late 80s film. That's why I'm asking Sarah, like, what decade is he in? Wait.
1 second she's on the ground, the next she's in the air. Oh, guys, I'm getting to sad bits that I don't want to draw.
Hey Sarah, is that how he should behave?
Flippin' heck. What the hell is
Is
this?
that a good bully?
Perfect.
You know, I was laughing in the end because I put a peace sign necklace on him where he's ready
I
to
can't
bully
tell.
someone. I was drawing this thing when
Bloody
he's around his
hell.
neck, which is like, yep, I'm a bully. Can you see? Thanks, guys.
Why is the dino green? No, it's just because it's so that I can actually see him properly because he's a white color usually. I will change the color of him afterwards and add all the details and everything. Okay, asked about the greenness and that was the pink manicure. What's the time? 3:17.
5:20. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
3:20 for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know the time difference now.
Yeah.
I guess we're just time difference.
We're always, I think, the same. I think you're always 2 ahead, right? I think so.
Huh?
You're always 2 hours ahead of me.
Yes, in life. Even when I'm in the UK, I'm always 2 hours ahead of you.
Yeah. Correct.
Oh, okay. Ooh, did the new Spider-Man have a leaked trailer? Is that any indication that I'm not working when I should? Have this bully barbarian do bully things.
He's still not working. Costas.
Yep.
Are you still not working?
Yeah, I'm trying to pick up a sound, something to listen to.
Okay.
Because Spotify is annoying. Has a lot of ads in between. Oops. So I found the Curse of Monkey Island soundtrack. I'm trying to find. There we go.
Find what, a specific song?
Can you hear which one? No.
No.
I found the song that plays in the barber shop. Before you recruit them. Where you love a guy who are singing.
There's a monkey in my
Oh,
pocket
his
and he's
little
stealing
song
my
when he's
change.
wants to be in the barbershop quartet.
What? Yeah, no, but it's just like the monkey in my pocket one the most.
You what?
I like the monkey in my pocket one the most.
No, there's a. I was so happy in Adventure X when they asked for one of the songs. Like, where is this? Finish the song, and I was like, oh my god, it's from the Curse of Monkey Island.
I only remember the monkey
Guess who
one.
raised their hand and found it?
Or some loser, I'm sure.
It wasn't you.
Because I only remember the monkey one.
Yeah, but they asked for plunder, 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 plunder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't answer.
The one you like is like only 4 verses too.
It's the best, but I only know it because I looked it up to find out what the lyrics were, and I think yeah, downloaded it somewhere as well. Do you even know the lyrics?
Oh, there's a monkey in my pocket and it's stealing up my chains.
Stealing all my change.
There is blank and glassy. I suspect that he's deranged.
Yeah,
right?
okay, yeah.
Of course I know it. I think I wouldn't be prepared for any quizzes. The guy we're singing that was so bad it gave the guy a stroke. He was saying yeah. And then in the end he starts like blinking around. He thinks he got a concussion or something. He's joking. That singing puzzle at the start of the act on the ship was the best. Yeah, it wasn't even a puzzle. It was just like the pyre that was meant to be. Yeah, that's like one of my best gaming moments ever. That song. It just comes out of nowhere too, like you don't expect it at all. Where you're basically trying to convince them to go back to work, and they're like super happy just to sing. And then slowly Guybrush like joins in their song. And in the end, he follows their plans because they can't rhyme orange with anything. But they do try door hands. I probably know that song by heart too. I see the insult sword fighting is pretty hard on this. It wasn't the easiest because I played it recently again.
Yeah?
Especially with the boss guy. It's hard also if you don't have the answer to like. It doesn't make much sense. But it's cool that most of the time it rhymes, so I can give you a hint. Has anyone replayed Monkey Island 4 recently? Because I remember I had fun with it, but is it like super horrible now?
Oh, I just have the annoyance where it broke for me. Crashed my
Huh?
PC. Oh, well, it crashed my PC when I played it. And I didn't want to restart. Like, I didn't save anything.
Uh,
So I got annoyed. And also, it's 3D. So, like, visually, it wasn't doing anything for me. I wanted to play it, though.
I remember I had fun. I had a lot of funny stuff, but I haven't played it since it came out.
Hmm. I think it crashed for me
Yeah,
with the poodles. Do you remember those? Were they poodles? The guard dogs?
that
So it
was in
wasn't.
the first game.
No, in the fourth one. Am
There
I
were
getting
poodles
mixed
in the
up?
first one?
Or maybe I'm getting mixed up. I thought there was.
There are
I might be
poodles in the
getting mixed
first
up.
Monkey Island. They're
Yeah,
not
but
there
I
in the
seem to
second.
remember them like. Maybe I'm getting mixed up, or maybe I'm like mixing it up with the HD versions. You're not HD. You know what I mean? Where it was like hand drawn and looked
Remastered.
different, remastered. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
They had an annoying bark in the old game.
Yeah, maybe I'm just mixing up with that. I don't know. Weird, because like yeah, my memory. I remember that's where I crashed. Yeah, they revisited a lot of stuff from the first one and the fourth. I think like Melee Island. Is like
Oh,
so? I
yeah,
feel
they go
like
to
it
Melee
was
Island.
there, right? Is that not with the dog? Which one's Melee
They,
Island?
they go to Melee Island in the fourth one too, where
Which
you
one?
have to get back the same crew together that you had in the first one.
Is that not where the dogs were? No, was it?
I don't remember poodles in the first one. In the
Second,
fourth one,
fourth one.
To be fair.
Hmm. Why is this white? What is this? Yay! Jim plays games vaguely remembers poodles in the fourth. Like, do they not go back to what's her name's mansion? Isn't that not where the poodles were guarding?
Well, they go to the mansion and someone's trying to bring it down.
It is Mamazon. And hello.
Hey, Mamazon or a Mamazon? A Mamamon.
Mamamon.
I'm a mom.
I'm
Is what
I'm
it
a
is.
mom.
It's Mamazon and Papazon.
This'll do. This'll
This will do.
What?
Does it work when you play it back?
I mean, it's kind of. I could loop just this section. Hold on. Let me try it. Let me try it with white in the background. Hold on. New layer. Wait.
According to the Monkey Island wiki, the piranha poodles are in Monkey Island 4 too. Okay, so Sarah remembers it correctly.
Yeah, because that's my only memory is that's where it crashed, and I don't think it was that far into it really, but it was far enough for me not to want to replay it. Because I can remember it 3D, like not looking too great. Okay, let's see if this loops. Oh, it's not looping. Wait. Oh, because I. Okay, I'm playing it now if you want to look and wait till it
Playing it? Oh, the animation. Because you were playing Monkey Island 4.
No.
Well, this
I
fucking
think
tiny thing.
Yeah, I need to fix her up because you chose one of her walking frames, so it looks a little bit weird. She's just got her leg in the air. So I'm just gonna draw her leg down. It'll be fine. Also, there's a pixel missing from
Hey,
her.
is the
Is the what?
when she spins her spear?
Yes.
Is it shorter than my version?
What? The spear or the
spear spinning.
the length of the spin?
Yeah. Pretty sure she spins it one more time around.
It should be exactly the same. There's no way I could have deleted frames.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it now on the right hand side. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. No, it's the
I
same.
mean, it
She just
looks
spins
fine.
it once.
Also, why is the T-Rex blue?
Shut up. Are you joking? It's like, I keep having to explain it every stream. Okay.
Maybe you should put a note somewhere there. The T-Rex is blue because this is a work in progress. Stop asking me.
Okay, hold on. Let me add that.
Luxac says I was going to finally get around to Gabriel Knight 3 yesterday, but I ended up replaying Gibbous. Fun fact, I haven't played either of these. I haven't played any Gabriel Knights, and I have Gibbous on my Steam library for too long. I still have not played 1 4 or the Telltale series. Now that I have played both. They
Yeah.
weren't as good as the previous one, Luxac.
You happy?
Telltale was kind of fun, I remember. But to be fair, again, I don't remember that many. I don't remember that much of the story. I remember a couple of like twists
Are you happy?
in general
No,
with my life.
with my screen.
T-Rex is blue because he's sad.
Be right back.
Stupid screen. Dabba dee dabba die. Good call. Today, where references to MySpace and Blue Dabba dee dabba die and Monkey Island 1 makes us all so young. Why? Wait. Why is this dark? Okay. Huh? Okay. Did any of you watch the Suicide Squad, the new one? Because I did, but also I was a bit afraid going into it because I haven't seen any Suicide Squad movies at all. I haven't even seen the DC movies of like. I think the last one I watched was Wonder Woman #1. I was gonna say I really enjoyed this film. I didn't expect to enjoy it. It was really fun. Understand what's going on. I'm gonna be the coolest person at a retirement home. Yesterday I read that it is currently the same amount of time between 1939 to 1980 as 1980 2021. Huh. That's true. And scary. Yep. To be fair, I wasn't born in 1980, so. Quick math. animate this guy just for the kicks. I'm sure the background helps me. Actually, sure it doesn't help me. I accept that despite its mathematical certainty, feels like we need a little bit more calculating to do. Or we're sure about this statement. Do a dynamic kick. Ooh. Rotate. Sarah move into a different house. Plus side 1939 felt much longer ago than it really was. Exactly. Love those statements in the set.
I am back.
Oh, hello, back.
Oh, I just realized that Neverclink asked why the dinosaur is green, not blue. I put blue in there. It's more of a teal, though. Like a, yeah, cyan.
What did I do?
But it might not be because I've got yellow flux thing. Anyways, let's delete this layer. What did you do?
Oh, I said hide back.
Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything?
No.
Oh, I need to fix a spear. I don't know what happened to it. Oof, how many frames do I need to fix? Oh, that's it.
Nothing. It's all perfect.
Thank you. Very kind of you.
The way I made it.
No? What do you mean? I'm talking about the frames my pixel art, not yours. Ha! Ha!
Fuck is this bullshit?
You're like complimenting me without realizing it.
More like no. Perfect animation I did here.
The animation, I fucked up a pixel. It was in the wrong place. But it was like over 10 not frames, 10 technical frames, but like, yeah.
Technical frames.
Well, you know, one frame can last for 3 frames. It's using the same word, frame.
What?
Look, one picture can last for 3 frames. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Bloody hell, what are you doing? Oh, you could just do that animation of the hunter, like, frog hopping over everything like a little frog. Like, move him around like a walk cycle.
Okay.
I don't know, it looks funny.
Aren't you, like, redesigning him?
Just his colors of him, basically.
Yeah, which means the entire of him.
No, just color. I don't redraw him.
I'm pretty sure there's some script and are you literally just changing his colors?
Yeah, so I just have to go through each animation and
There must be some script in Photoshop where you apply change color to, and then you, what is this called? Bats automate or something? Where it does this to like every frame you select?
All you have to do in Sprite is highlight all the frames and change one color to another color, and it does it over all the frames.
Oh, is it fast?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Which is why I don't mind making the dinosaur this color, because it's easy to change.
Does the Rex have a name? No. It's a T-Rex.
Bob the T-Rex. No, he does not have a name.
Fuck is this bullshit name? You didn't think about this.
Beat Bob. Look at this Amazon pose. T-Rex Bob.
Will you bob your head? No! Don't give them shitty names. We have enough shitty names for everyone. Does the T-Rex die?
We all die. We all die. That's just the circle of life.
Eventually one time. That's why he's not alive today.
Yeah, he did die. He's no longer around. He was not immortal.
Okay, let's start doing some in-betweens here. In between you and me.
I think I did quite a bit today. Right?
I guess. Considering you had to redraw my thing. So you did even more than you should have.
Bye. How do I change this loop thing?
I want to make him laugh after that. It reminds you of Machinarium when they bullied you, those big bully robots, and they were like, I like this. The bully bots.
Animation is so much work for such a short reward. Well, that's yeah.
Try not using any dialogue in the game too. That's all we got. I'm not that worried with animation. I'm worried with everything else in the game.
What do you mean?
Animation is the only thing we get down to.
You worried about my programming skills?
And if the puzzles work.
Rude. Are you annoyed about... Why are you...
I'm worried what the game is going to look like when programmed.
I'm a pro programmer.
Wow.
What?
Pro programmer. So you're a grammar.
I am grammar.
Oh, sorry. I should have... What's my grammar? Because that's not how you spell it.
What?
Exactly.
The fuck? Me
changing a few pixels in an art piece. Whatever. Me changing a few pixels in animation. I've ruined everything.
Yep. Sarah recommended a game that we play together on stream, not like I've got time to, but called 12 Minutes. Do you know it?
You play together on stream?
Sorry? No, Sarah recommended a game that you and I could play together on stream.
I'm looking forward to that, actually. It's out, I think, yeah.
Yeah, she
it's
started...
kind of like a Groundhog Day game, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. She started
I'm
playing...
Not sure if you're gonna like it, though, because I hear it's pretty brutal.
I don't always have an issue with brutalness. Like, have you seen my animations? Is that brutal? Is that not brutal? Is it just gory? Sorry? What'd you say?
Yeah,
what did you say?
I think... Have you seen anything from the game?
No. But what did you say?
I don't know.
Okay.
What?
I said have you... The what? The Amazon?
Yeah, she looks like her hand is a spear.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've seen anything from the game, no, huh?
No, I have not.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't tell you then.
No, yeah.
It might be expensive, though. That's sure how...
I wonder why she has it.
because he bought it. I mean, it just came out literally
Yeah, no, just
a few
I don't
days
know.
ago. I would play it. It's an adventure game technically.
That's why she said that she. So basically, she started playing it and then thought, she could have played it with me. Um, but then she was already played some of it, so she thought it wouldn't be like as fun for me. So then she recommended I played it with you on stream because it's basically a point and click game.
Do you guys share like accounts on Steam or something?
I don't know where she has it. Can you get it on Xbox as well? I'll look into it. Like I don't mind potentially getting it. It depends what kind of game it is. I need to look into it a little bit, but not too much.
Technically, don't we keep the subscriptions from Twitch so we can give back to people with content?
Oh right, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I need to check to see if it's something that I would like to play. And I'll have a look at the price and all that. Sorry?
It's also Xbox, but it's definitely on Windows.
Yeah, so she might have played it on Xbox, is what I mean. Like, I don't know that she has it on Steam. But yeah, I'll look into it.
James
What?
McAvoy is the main actor in it, the voice actor. Daisy Riddler.
Oh yeah, that's what she told. It's Daisy Ridley. Yeah, so she told me
And
she was
Willem
in it. But I
Dafoe.
mean, whoops. Who?
And Willem Dafoe,
Yeah, who?
the Green Goblin, like he's super.
Who? Oh, that's a
You know the
superhero thing,
the
right?
Green Goblin guy from the first Spider-Man,
The first Spider-Man.
the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember that bad guy in it?
He
Who was the Green
kinda.
Goblin?
Yeah, I think
He's in every
maybe.
movie ever in all Hollywood. That's why he's like his face is very characteristic. That guy. Anyway, they have.
All right, what have we missed from chat here? How long is What is Telwinium? Do you know, Costas?
I don't know.
What is it? Telwinium. It sounds like a place in some like fantasy thing.
So the game costs 20 euros, 21.
What is that in pounds? Do you know?
Must be like 17 pounds or 16 or 18.
I don't mind getting that. But like I said, I'll just double check that it's something I'll actually. What? Does no one else here know about it?
Yeah, they must know about it. They're all silent about it.
We're talking about what's it called? 12 minutes.
You cannot.
Is that what it's called? 12 minutes.
Confused with 4 minutes. The 4 minutes, the Korean K-pop band.
Oh, flippin' heck. Let's not see that going there.
I just told them so that they don't confuse it with that.
Yeah, because clearly they were going to confuse it with that. What is Telwinium though, Davor? What is it?
The Telwinium Book 1. Oh, it's the game by Powerhoof. It's the.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, they did it for they did it for
Game Jam.
Yeah.
An Adventure Jam.
Yeah, I mean that should be a pretty short play though.
Yeah, see, like there's like other games I want to play as well. Yeah, if it's a Game Jam game, it shouldn't be too long. Definitely want to play that. I just don't know when to make time for it. When we're kind of behind.
Yeah, I haven't played it too because I was wondering if we were gonna play it ever together.
Yeah, I'd like to if you can save it for it, but I don't know. We just need to choose a time. Like I don't know if we just stream a little bit longer one day, and do it after stream. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, sure.
But obviously a time when I'm not cooking dinner. But I can try and work around that. Are all the dead villagers going to be cost us? Some of the dead villagers are going to be some of our Kickstarter backers because they've given us consent to die. In the game. In the game. Sorry.
Did you ever reply to those people, by the way?
No, no, because I messaged you about it when I was at work, so I did not do it whilst I was at work.
Okay.
Now we need to do that.
Just remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we asked people their photos because they're gonna be some of them backed to be in the game, the tier to be in the game. So we asked for their photos to be in the game,
Yeah.
and
What was it?
if they're okay with dying,
No. How did
uh,
you word the dying thing again? Do you remember?
I'm saying, do you mind dying in the game? And then I wrote, I welcome death like a proud warrior. And then the other option was, please don't kill me. So I kind of like steered them to die. But I don't think most of them it worked. I think it worked too much.
Yeah, I think we've only got 5 responses so far out of maybe 12. I can't remember how many there is, but
That's okay.
yeah, like I think one person said they didn't want to die.
I mean, it's okay, I guess, because it, if we put out the demo, it doesn't matter if it's like all of them or whatever. Because it's not the final game.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you can easily add more, but I do need to nudge them at some point. But like one of my friends who backed it for that tier, he hadn't seen the message, but he says he hasn't been on Kickstarter for a while, but he should have seen it on his
Email.
email. So yeah, makes me wonder if maybe not everyone's getting it. Because it would be a shame. Yeah, exactly. We've got plenty of time to properly get it from them, and you can easily add in extras. Sometimes Kickstarter gets sent to spam. Yeah, I hope not. But the thing is, I think we might have emails for some of them. Maybe we don't. There's definitely one that I know I have. Oh, shoot. What did I just do? Oh, I went to OBS. I think it's fine. But yeah, anyways, we'll get to them eventually. And if we don't, we don't. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It would be a shame. Wait, what?
Okay, that packs
Oh, poor
puns.
guy.
I need more for the going back. He needs to maybe fall flat on his belly, and the other guy go oh. Yeah, don't need him to laugh. It's extra animation I don't need in my life. Speaking of spam, roulette spam and chat. Hey, Sarah, isn't
Yeah.
it time we like finish stream and stuff?
Let me just add 2 more frames to this loop so I can just see what I've done.
It's a frame of mine.
Oh, no. How do I do it? Oh, there we go. Bet 10 odd. You can do that? Does that work? I thought it was just colors.
Now we're even.
Huh? Okay, I'm playing the animation back so far. Except the dinosaur disappears because I didn't draw him for the last 2 frames.
You removed the explanation why he's green.
Mm-hmm.
Derek has pink nails because he felt like fashionable and stuff.
Available bets 0 to 36. First 12, second 12, third. What? What's first, second, third? Black, even, odd, red, example, bet, amount, type. Righty-o then. Cora! Lurkin.
I say bet 10, 27 red.
Wow, you can be as specific as that. Do you then win more if you actually get that?
I have no idea, maybe.
What are the chances of
How
that?
great our roulette is. Hey, it's Cora Bat or Kitty. Hello. Oh no, how did I lose this?
Killing the stream. Okay. Shall we raid Tofu Pixel? I don't know if you want to check to see what they're doing.
Cool.
Tofu Pixel. I just tried to look now, but it's showing me an ad break and it's killing the stream. Oh no, don't open that. Oh, shit. Sorry. Clicked the wrong thing. Check what they're doing and if it's okay for us to raid them.
Who is
Please.
they? What are you
I've
talking
just
about?
sent you a link on Discord.
Oh.
Did you win? What happened to your bet? It was 12 red.
Tofu Pixel is animating crazy avatars at the bottom. I think he's
They're
just
doing
playing
it.
with the avatars, destroying them in the air.
What?
Not even, whoa. Okay. He's playing with his stream avatars by throwing them in the air one by one. I'm not sure.
Let's go. Let's raid him.
And they're having fun there. We should do that with the avatars. Okay, bye everyone.
Right, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We'll be back. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. We will be back.
No, look, you should totally do what he's doing.
Yeah, I can't
avatars.
see right now. We'll be
Okay, when you do.
back on Thursday, maybe with a mat, maybe not with a mat. Who knows? He's going on holiday soon, I think. Anyways, cool guys. See you next day, next stream in a few days' time. I was gonna say next week, and it's not next week. Okay, bye guys. I'm gonna start the raid. Bye bye.
Oh, bye Nathan. Bye Nathan.
Okay, I've started raid.
For who we've lost.
I'm in an advert.
Whatever happens, we finish together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Who's that person? I don't remember them. What?